Welcome back everyone, hope you're all doing well. I wanted to share with you how the garden's looking at the end of November. I'm literally filming this a couple of days before it's going to go out on my channel. Usually by now I'd be sharing my second overwintering video with you, but because it's been so mild, the garden's actually still looking really nice, and I haven't overwintered the other plants yet, such as the bananas, cannas, Colocasia. The only plants I have covered up are the sago palm and my tetrapanax, just because we did have a couple of nights where we could potentially have frost, although we didn't actually end up having frost in the end, but they're covered up now anyway. But I'll go around and show you how everything's looking. I can't believe that the Alstroemeria is still blooming. This has been blooming all summer and there's still more flower buds. So it'll be interesting to see how this does over the next few weeks as the temperatures slowly drop. My hot lips has gone absolutely wild. I have chopped this back multiple times throughout the summer and it just keeps coming back. So that's going to need a good trim soon. The cannas are still growing. This one didn't do very well this summer because it wasn't getting enough sun in this corner, but it's still growing. All the bananas are still looking good. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that my middle banana has actually flowered this year. You can just see it there. So that means, unfortunately, I will lose the biggest one in the middle. So this will eventually die back to the ground. But they're always producing new pups, so there's already a clump here, so I'm not too worried. But I think what I'm going to do is when I chop the leaves off the smaller ones, I'm just going to kind of take a bit of height off that middle one and then cover the whole clump together. Then over the winter that'll probably just die back, I'm assuming. And then when I uncover them in the springtime, I'll see what's happened over the winter. I can just chop it back to the ground and then there should be some new growth coming as well. Over here you can see that the Fatsias have flowered. The Fatsia at the back is really big now. All the leaves have come off my maple. I did also just stick a bit of horticultural fleece in the crowns of the tree ferns when I thought we were going to have some frost. So I'll probably just leave those in now. And then if we come around the back here, something that surprised me is that my bottle brush is flowering at the end of November, which is very strange. So there are a few flower buds on it. Usually this flowers kind of mid-summer. So yes, that is very, very strange, but I'll just keep an eye on it. This year it's going to be too big to cover if we've got frost, so it'll just have to fend for itself. My canna muscifolias are still looking quite good. They're still growing. I'll show you the tallest one. So as you can see, the tallest muscifolia is, I'm estimating it at around 7 foot tall maybe. It's really big. And it will be interesting to see how big the leaves are on the bananas this year. Usually when I cut them off, I will hold them up against myself and measure them. I do need to do quite a bit of pruning around the garden. It is looking a bit messy. This banana here, you can't even see it because it's so tall now. This one is just going to have to fend for itself this winter because there's no way I can get up and reach that to cover it. So, and I'm not getting a ladder out or anything because I know what I'm like. I'll probably end up falling off the ladder or something. So I think I'm just going to leave this one this year to fend for itself. All the palms are still looking lovely. My Chiflera's got a couple of yellow leaves. And again, that's got really big this year. I have got a lot of tidying up to do in the garden. Lots of leaves to pick up. Lots of pruning to do. and obviously I'll just be covering some of the plants, mainly just the bananas. The Colocasia pink china are still looking quite good. Unfortunately they didn't do very well over in this border, but I did dig some bulbs up and put them here in the centre island, and they did quite well here. So hopefully these will multiply next year, and then I might even put some more around the other side as well. My cordyline flowered this year, so that has branched off and formed another part at the top, although it's so tall I can't really see what's going on. I think once I've trimmed the leaves off the bananas I'll be able to get a better look at that. As you can see, the baby's tears has started dying back a little bit. It's not looking quite as lush as it was a couple of months ago, but that's normal. It can even go black during the winter time, but it does come back. So my job in the next couple of weeks will be chopping back the Colocasia, chopping the leaves off the bananas, chopping down all the canna lilies and mulching over them, same with the Colocasia, and I'll just be covering the bananas with horticultural fleece like I do every year. I do reuse the fleece each year. I bought some fleece bags off Amazon, which is quite handy if you've got a clump of bananas, and then I've got some individual fleece which I use for like the tree ferns and individual plants. I have linked all that in my Amazon shop, which is below in the description box if you are looking to purchase some fleece. I really do need to chop back the honeysuckle. It's started going quite yellow now. So that's another job I need to do over the next couple of weeks. The AIR plants are still looking good, but I think I'm going to be bringing those in soon as well. Not quite sure where I'm going to put them yet, but I'm sure I'll find them a nice home inside somewhere. This Bromeliad is still doing quite well. As you can see, the main plant and flower is starting to die back, but it has produced a pup here on the side. I do need to water this actually. I think I'm just going to leave this one out here and see what happens, which is what I did last year. I usually just buy one of these each year. In fact, the one that I left out last year, I ended up getting rid of the main plant because it had died back, but I kept the pup, and I wasn't sure if it was still alive, but I just planted it in a pot anyway. And this is it here, and as you can see, it does actually look like it's still growing. So this has actually been outside for over a year, which is quite amazing really, because I thought these wouldn't survive the winter at all, but I'm just going to leave it outside and see what happens. Some of the other plants are still flowering as well. Probably won't be for long because it is starting to get a little bit chilly now at night. So we have had a few nights where it's got down to 0 degrees, but we didn't actually have any frost, but I'm sure it will be coming soon. These cannas are also still growing. Got another one here. The plants here don't really get any water, so I do actually need to give these a little water, but considering it is the very end of November, I think the garden's still looking amazing. What do you all think? So my next video should hopefully be the overwintering of the bananas, Colocasia and cannas. I'll just be keeping an eye on the temperature over the next few weeks, and it will be interesting to see what happens to the banana that I don't cover this year, because I do usually cover them each year. I guess it all depends if we get a really bad winter or not. When I say bad, I mean cold. If you've got any questions, feel free to add a comment below. Let me know if you've started overwintering your gardens. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care everyone, and I'll see you all soon.